I'm back sitting with Abe. I'm sitting down this time, and he's up there. See the Lincoln Memorial? Uh, that's what it is. It's chilly today, but at least yesterday was raining. So this is better than yesterday. That's for sure. Uh, can you hear me okay? That's what I want to know. So let me know. If someone gets on soon, let me know if you could hear me now. Can you hear me now? Let's set up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know how I think of something every day to say. I'm such a bullshitter, aren't I? I just can't shut up. But make sure you could hear me, because I don't have the microphone on. That was sort of becoming a pain in the butt to hook all that up, and it seemed to be touch and go anyway. So can you hear me? Can you hear me now? This little girl of mine. Nobody there? Nobody there? Nobody's gonna listen. I don't blame you. You probably have something better to do in life. But can you hear? Can you hear? I'm worried nobody hears me. People come and going. Don't want to bother. I understand. I'm here. You very well. Well, thank you, T. Thank you. And I see you very well. Yeah, I think it's in the 50s today. I don't know where you guys are. But whatever. But what I want to talk about, so many people, want to make money at home, and I always did too, at least living my own life, and that was sort of, I think, my dream. I just hated working for people. It seemed like it was too anxiety ridden, that you're worried about what they say and impressing other people and doing a lot of things for the wrong reason. So that's why I always worked for myself, and I started a bunch of businesses. I even had a computer software company back in the 70s that failed, and I got an MBA in computer science. After the Navy, I got that with government grants. Sent me to grad school. Dad only paid for undergrad, then I was on my own. And I didn't even think I could get into grad school. But you can when you're ready to study hard. Practically flunked out of college every semester in undergraduate, and snuck through by the skin of my teeth. But actually starting something, I think now it's easier to start a business as long as you don't get caught up in the internet where people say, hey, you make $1 million do this and just give me money and all that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe that works. I think most of the time it doesn't. They make money out of selling you on the idea. If that idea was so good, why don't they just keep building their own? But it's easier for them to get money from people who don't know how to do it than for them who supposedly know how to do it. So why don't they just do it more and make more money? But it's easier to get money out of people who think they could do it when they really can't, and so they fail. And that's what the same way with franchises and anything. And you borrow money, beg for money to go and try to do something, and I don't know if it's 9 times out of 10, but you talk to anybody who's tried stuff. I mean, I talk to so many people because I help people doing that, and they say they failed at this, failed at that, failed at that. And business is all about getting a customer. So just think of something you can do and find customers. And that's what it is. And that's what's nice about the gig economy. Customers are looking, for places to give money to people to give money to. And the platforms that you could put your service on, if you want to, be a handyman, you want to be a dog walker, you want to shop for people. I mean, that's a basic business. That's what a business is. Doing something for somebody else and getting paid. And you don't have to have an internet site. You don't have to have $20,000 or whatever. You just find out how to live on something, maybe working a part-time job or something as you're generating income while you're figuring out how to create income from your business and services. Now, I just read too many people that are doing things like they go to seniors' home and cook a week's worth of meals for them. You know, and that's a business. So you find 6 customers like that, and that's probably enough to live on. You won't be a millionaire, but what do you need? 50,000, 100,000 to live on nowadays. And when you have your own business, you don't need as much money because you write most of it off. Part of your rent, part of your car, part of your entertainment, part of your travel, everything is a write-off. So really having your own business doesn't require as much money as if you have a normal job and you know, getting a W-2, then you need a lot. But as a business, as long as anything you're doing, if you're spending money to help make more money, then that's an expense. The same way Donald Trump writes off his corporate jets. They're not personal money. I do alterations for men, women, and children. That's terrific. See, that's. You know, that's a kind of business. So you do alterations for people. And then to me, if it was something like that, you like find something where you can get leverage out of it. In other words, take those alterations and what is something that somebody do? You could teach other people. Sewing is maybe some way to get more leverage out of what you're doing. You can make pillows, Trump pillows or something like that, you know, that you have something that people could purchase. So you get you leverage something. You do it once. That's why doing a seminar and having 100 people at a seminar is better than consulting one-on-one. You get a lot better leverage out of your time. So same way with any kind of consulting. That's what I did when I used to do consulting. And then I would do seminars to teach people how to do it themselves. You know? So it's, I mean, just think if you had, okay, you taught yeah, living at home and hemming your pants. So you do a little video how to hem your pants, yeah, and you find out, you know, what people will buy. That's another thing, and that's why when you're trying things, you put a video online with buy, and maybe you have a ebook they could download or whatever, or something more, and so you could get revenue that way. And plus you're getting customers. So if you're teaching somebody else how to do it, they don't want to do it. You know, oh God, it's going to take work. I'd rather give it to you. You're going to do it better. See, that's the way you generate business, by showing people how they could do it themselves. And when they realize it takes some effort, you got to learn. And we're all basically lazy, so we won't do that. We'll come to you and give you money. And that's what business is about. When people go on the internet and try to, this new biz bang thing that people are going to spend a lot of money for, you know, there was a book called The Millionaire Next Door about 20 years ago or something. And some professors found out who the average millionaire was. And the average millionaire, only about 20% of the millionaires were people actually, you know, made a lot of money by themselves. Yeah, most people that spend a lot of money don't make a lot of money. They're in debt up their keister, and the about, you know, very small percentage are inherited it. You know, the millionaires, they inherit the money, or they're doctors and lawyers. They're a big millionaire clump, but the 80% of them are people have. Hey. Little basic businesses. You know, your dry cleaner, he's a millionaire. Yeah. You remember that thing on TV, Moving On Up? He was a dry cleaner, right? And he had a big apartment on the east side of New York. You know, those kids, the bug exterminator, all these basic services, you know, and they don't drive around in limousines. No, they're not that stupid to waste their money on that. And that's why it's all about providing basic services for other people. Now, in COVID stuff and all that's going on, there's new kind of basic services, you know, that are available. I don't know, I told you about yesterday, uh, being a clown for the teacher, to have exciting lesson plans, stuff like that, cooking for people, shopping for people, whatever. And there's platforms that you could learn how to do it. So whether it's Handy and other kind of platforms, you put your services on there that you do this, and then find other people. Like a friend of mine who was driving for Uber, and so he made decent money driving for Uber, but then he found certain clients that were using Uber that he became friendly with, and they paid him double because they knew the guy and he was there. They didn't have to go on an app. It became a personal service. So he was making twice the money he was making for Uber and not giving them any of the percentage, because he would develop relationships. Everybody has to go somewhere. They have to go to the doctor once a month. They have to go to the airport or whatever, and they could just buzz you and you're there, and you're a nice guy, and they don't have to deal with a stupid app. So that's why there's so many ways to make a living, and now I think there's more because the society disrupted. It's going to make a lot of other things happen. Man, I saw that there's a restaurant I pass when I walk every day, and somebody has like a plastic tent for so you eat out on the sidewalk, so you don't have to eat in stores inside, and it's a plastic tent to eat in. So you can see through. People are sitting in the road in these plastic see-through tents. I mean, they're just plastic you can see, not air coming through, so they're not cold. So you can think of some crazy idea, that people need now in this kind of thing. And the rich are still rich. It's the half of the country who's not rich that is struggling. So to me, think of an idea that lazy rich people will pay for, and you build a business out of it. That's what I did when I first said, I sold research to rich people because they're lazy to do it themselves and they'll pay anything for it. Money's not the issue. It's time, to do it. So it's what can you do for other people? We're all in the shoe shine business. Any rich people could get, spend $2 on a can of shoe polish for the rest of their life, right? Or they go out and pay $5 to have somebody shine their shoes. Now that sounds crazy, doesn't it? That's what people do with money. So we have half the people are living on $60,000 or less, and half the people are have money they don't know what the hell to do with it. Okay, so that to me is an incredible business opportunity, and you don't need an accountant, a lawyer, marketing and all that kind of stuff. No, it's stupid marketing. It's door by door. It's flyers. I mean, all that stuff that doesn't cost money. The people say it costs money. The people want to charge you money. And maybe eventually you can figure out how to spend money on. But in the beginning, you don't know. And so that's why it's better yourself trying to figure out where those customers are yourself, and why do they buy? How do they buy? What do they do? The other people selling you something know how to sell you and get your money. And that's why if you're going to use somebody else to sell, just share the money that they bring to you. Say, okay, if you have an idea that I could get business by using you, I'll give you X amount of the money. Give them half. What the hell? You have nothing? Give them half of whatever the hell they do. That's what I did with my marketing on TV and everything, and that's the way I learned. Then I really learned what the hell works, because and that's through trial and error and many years of doing it. So when you're starting anything, that's what you do, is trial and error. And being a millionaire, I mean, that's certainly a game that lots of people to play, and more power to them. But first of all, you have to satisfy your own expenses and create a living, and I think create an income, and that's what you need to do. And so don't look for something that's going to make you $1 million. Man, no. Start with 50. Hey, can I get 50 grand out of this? To live on. That's your basic expenses, or 100 grand or something. And it may even take you a year or so to do that. So it's not going to happen overnight. And that's why if you like cooking, you like doing something, then find out how to do it for other people and get paid to do it, and that costs you absolutely no money at all. And especially you could start, banging away on all the gig platforms out there. And if you're a member, just tell me you want the gig ebook. We'll send you that, and all the links are there. You can just start applying, everybody, and see what happens, because people are coming to those platforms looking for help, and you have to hustle doing it still. The more you hustle, because the people, a lot of them is bid, who does the bidding first and gets there first. It's all that. Same way with COVID grants. The one I did just the video I did before this, there's a link in there that shows you how to find local grants, because it's a I talk about one grant down in Florida that's still giving out like $10,000 for people who owe rent. But also in the description, there's a link there that you could download that shows you how to find out these programs in your area. See, everybody, you look at my videos when I talk about a specific program in an area, everybody say, oh, what about New Jersey? What about this? What about this? There's a link in the description that tells you how to find that. I don't know. There's 20, 30, 40,000 programs all over. I can't keep up on them all. I don't do that. I show you samples, and the kinds of things are there. You have to know what to ask for, where to ask for it, things like that. And that's what that the link does in that description in the earlier video today. It takes you step by step how to do that. So it's an education, and then you can start doing for other people. Be a competitor of mine. You could do that. That's all. Okay, see in your neighborhood, what the hell do they want? And you start finding all the grants and everything, the free help that's available in your neighborhood. And you put up a little website for it and have people join. So you have Albuquerque, New Mexico grant. Actually, in New Mexico, there's a Grants, New Mexico. I think there's a Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, too. I remember watching Truth or Consequences, the TV show. And I think Truth or Consequences, and I think they named the city that after that TV show. But there is a Grants, New Mexico. And that's what, so you could do that. See, that's a service business. That's what we're all selling, is service. You're a manicurist. You go to somebody's house and do that. I don't know, there's laws or whatever. A lot of people still do it. I know immigrants that do that. They go to people's house and cut their hair. Actually, I'm trying to figure out too, I found a little new deal. Somebody puts up an instant little office. It's like a 10 by 10 cardboard thing or something that you set up in front of your house to have a meeting. and that sort of goes. So you could have an office like that. Hello, lessons and thanks from Arizona. Oh, great. So it's all about, it's okay to be crazy, because that's the only way to get attention. And I love being crazy. But there's still no guarantee whatever you do, so that's why it's important that you go out and have fun doing it, because you have, boy, what happens if you think there's a guarantee in something, then you're so worried about doing it wrong. And if you're so worried about doing it wrong, you're going to fail more. Because then your heart's not in it, then you can't feel the joy of it. You can't, you're not attractive to other people that they want to be with you. You're just afraid of failing, and you're just saying, it's sort of like those people on, you call on Comcast. They're just robots, right? What's the difference between these people and a robot? Nothing, because all they're saying is what somebody else is telling them to say. They're reading off a script and they sound like, a doormat. They're not people. They're might as well have a robot do that, right? So we're turning real people into robots, and we're turning robots, trying to make them real people. What's going on here? So it's crazy. That's why you do something like that. You do something small. You don't have a boss. Nobody gives a shit. You don't have money anyway. So you go out and speak from the heart. The same way of finding a mate. It's the same way. You're trying to be somebody else, somebody phony, somebody pretending you're rich, you're beautiful, you're this and all. That comes through, and it doesn't work. You go out and be yourself. You attract people who like what you are. And that's what business is. Attracting people who like what you are, because you're going to do that better than anybody else. Somebody trying to be, I remember when starting my first consulting business, I was working for Fortune 500 clients. Yeah, and I was just a guy in my bedroom with a phone, that's all, and trying to appeal to these big companies or whatever that was used to doing fancy, big mahogany chair office people. And I was just a guy in my bedroom. And instead of trying to be like that, I said, nah, I'm just a guy in my bedroom doing this, but I could do it half the price. People want that. If they have to have that cover your ass, expensive, offices for people to satisfy their investors or whatever. You're not going to outdo that. Yeah, they're good at being assholes. You can't be that. But you're good at being you. And people want, if they know it's you, if you're trying to be that stuffy asshole, they're going to do that much better than you'll ever do it. So don't bother competing. Be what you are, because there's enough people that want that. And see what's neat now? You don't need 1 million people. You need 5, 6, 10. Well, what the hell? There's enough. Maybe 5, 6, 10 people that want what you want. See, and that's enough. So you're cooking dinners for 5 or 6, 10 people a day, a week, or whatever. That's a nice living. See, and that's all you need nowadays. So you'll attract the people. You'll satisfy the people more if you're giving it from your heart instead of some check off the box kind of things that everybody said you should do. No, and just listen to the people you're trying to make happy. That's what it is. Personal relationship in lovers or in customers. That's what I love about Let's Go Help. I hear what you're really after instead of me trying to assume. I don't live your life. I live my life. I know what the hell is in my life to do, but you tell me what's going on. You ask for that. Oh, I see that I could get this over here and put it there. It's the most important. That's how I started my first business 40, 50 years ago, right down the street here. Actually, the first apartment I had was right around the corner here in Foggy Bottom, out of my 1-bedroom apartment. And my clients made me smart. They'd call me up and they'd say, hey, listen, let's go. I want to invest in Maine potatoes. Can you get me information? I don't know anything about potatoes, man. I was a city boy. I didn't know. I thought there were potato trees. I didn't know anything about it. But I go down over here, and see the Washington Monument over there? On the other side is the Department of Agriculture. I went over to the Department of Agriculture and found the government's potato expert. The government is a potato expert. It's a guy who has a PhD or a master's in potato, an ag school somewhere, And he was wonderful. He'd show me studies, he'd show me all this stuff and what's going to happen to the price of potatoes and all that kind of stuff. So I'd take all this stuff from him for free and I'd sell it to my clients for thousands of dollars, Wonderful. But I didn't know people wanted to know about potatoes. So I'd go out and get it for them. See, that's what we're here to do, is to help other people with their problems. You have a skill for doing something. You don't mind doing something. You don't mind cooking as much. A lot of people hate it. I don't cook anymore. It's a pain in the ass. I hate cleaning up the dishes. And I'm not a foodie, so I could eat the same thing every day. It doesn't matter. It's just sort of gas station stop. And that's not all it is for me. So that's what we're doing, but we have to know what people want, and that's why you tell me what you want and I'll go get it, I'll make it, I'll do it, the thing. Don't pay me. If you like it, pay me, and you have a business now. And then you grow. Then as you do that, you do another one or whatever. Trying to figure out, every step in life. I mean, that's like, to me, trying to, a step-by-step for making love. No, you got to use your heart and feel it along the way. And it's the same way with business. And you got to feel the other person. You got to feel the customer, what their needs are, what their wants are, whatever. And don't have a checklist, Aye. Well, a little chilly. It's better than yesterday, though. Oh, I know. I had an umbrella out here. Take care. Where are you guys from? Tennessee. Oh my goodness, you don't sound like no accents in Tennessee.
No, I'm from Washington State.
Ah, that's. Oh, I see. I see. Where? St. Louis. Ah, wow. Don't you have a good map? Take care. yeah, people are fun, and that's what's nice about dressing weird. It just makes people smile, you know. And I didn't have the courage to do that in my 30s or 40s, even whatever. Uh, and that's, you know, fun, and you can have fun in life. It takes work. Nobody encourages you, and that's why if you're able to create your own money with your own ideas and doing it your way, and then that gives you a little incentive and more courage to keep doing it. And there's no matching. I think now with the economy down the toilet and everything, it doesn't hurt. You know, use gig economies or anything just to keep your, you know, soul together and paying those bills. That's important. Get rid of crap you don't need. And see, if you're doing something every day, and that's why I'm so grateful to have something to do every day that I enjoy doing, and people give me great feedback for doing it, man, what do I need a limousine for? Or anything, or an airplane? Man, I could get up and have fun every day. To me, money and assets are a trap, because the more of that stuff you get, the more you have to worry about that, right? If you don't have any of that crap, you don't have to worry about it. And you could do something with your life and help other people, create things, you know, and actually contribute something to life, and instead of building up $10 bills in the basement. What the hell are you going to do that for? You know, we're here to give and contribute. Great. Thanks for putting up with me, guys. Hope to see you tomorrow. I hope to see you for 15 more years, actually. So, talk to you soon.